It's touching to see that he made such a big impact on the people around him. To all of us children and the grandchildren, he was larger than life. When you take a moment to reflect, it's incredible to think that time can pass just like this. It seems that this is the time to show your appreciation to the people you love. It could be too late. Charlie spent his summers here, right on this exact spot, with, right over here there were stables. Where the tennis courts are was a riding ring. And we were here until about 1967. Some of his playmates at the times were the Owens, Frank and Walter Owen, and a lot of his descendants are here somewhere. The Clarks, and J.C. Barry is here as well, who was very close with my dad. And of course his cousins who lived over here and over there, and they even had their own baseball team. And I like to think that they probably started the competitive sporting trend that continues here at Manitou today. Our father was a great sportsman. He was a hockey player in his youth. Later, he was an avid tennis and racquetball player. And eventually, he became a committed golfer. And I've seen some of Dad's golf friends here. So until a year or so ago, he was there almost every day. Elizabeth can contest to that. So, as I was saying, our summers were spent here until 1967. We moved up the road where that boathouse is to Serenity Lodge for a few years. We had 7 kids at the time, and the horses were there as well. And then a few years later, we moved down to the Point, where most of you remember us installed, and we had the horses there too. And then in 1987, my dad moved here. He made a fabulous arrangement with this land to preserve the environment of the lake. And he moved back here and made this fabulous spot. One of Charlie's big claims to fame was being the keeper of the water skiing rules. Nobody wanted to see that boat coming towards them if they were out of hours. And that was as recently as last year at age 85. Unfortunately for all of you, there's a lot of us left, and he has insisted that we carry on this tradition. So if you see our boats coming towards you, what a legacy. When I started thinking about what to say today, I realized that each of us here, each of the children in particular, each of the grandchildren, have a very different memory of our father. Some of my more vivid memories are Matthew Elder. I don't know if you remember this. My dad was in a sea fleet with my stepmother, Judy Mather. At the end of the night, they got in and flipped the boat right in front of the boathouse. And then I thought, what is an old man doing in a sea fleet? But he was younger than I am now. Getting into trouble with Rodney Holden. Kim and James can contest to that, and probably all of you, some of their escapades. Too many stories to recount. The stories he told of sneaking into the St. Agatha Sanitarium, the TB Sanitarium, where he met my mother. He went with my cousin dressed as a woman to sneak in, and he met many, many of his lifelong friends, and most of the friends he met there are our godparents. Rick Pfeiffer is here. He's like a cousin. His mother is my godmother. And anyways, again, we're too many kids to name all of the godparents, but that's where they came from, the sanitarium. Another memory is the dinner parties that went on at our house. We had grates where the heat could go up and you just open the metal grates. But we would lie down and listen through the grates upstairs, with the voices and laughter getting louder and louder and louder until you knew when you could go down and start eating the leftovers. Of driving up north in a caravan with 7 kids, 7 dogs, 1 cat, and then not getting back into the car again until just before school started. not putting shoes on for the whole summer. That was our summers up here. On a last note, I'd like to thank Elizabeth. I don't know where she is. Elizabeth. I'd like to thank you. You've come up with your family, Willie and Bert, to help us remember our dad. We want to thank you for making our father a very happy man since you met him and fell in love. You were the center of his world, and he was proud to have you as his partner. Dad would have been happy to know that he left us as quickly as he did and with as much dignity as he did. I know a few people have things to say. I think Clark and Rick Pfeiffer, and I know there's a few people, I can't remember everybody. But before I go, I'd like to add that if there's anyone here that would like to share their memories, we'd love to hear them. We know that not everyone feels comfortable getting up here and speaking in front of a whole bunch of people. But if you have a specific memory, maybe to one of the children or some event, you could take us aside and tell us about it. Because taking these memories are the way that we hold our loved ones inside of us. One more story that we can carry along with us. And now, if I can have, I don't know, Clark? Did Clark want to come up? Or, okay, and I know Rick Pfeiffer. Rick wants to speak also, and